Hi everyone, I'm Marcy, and today I'm sharing another viewer recipe that I'm really looking forward to trying. It's Crockpot Carne Relleno. The name alone got my attention. Just picture chili stuffed with cheese and then rolled into the center of a flank steak that is slow cooked until tender and then topped with a delicious sauce. Yeah, it's gonna be good. This recipe was sent in by Char Cunningham, who says she lives on the Arizona side of the mighty Colorado River. And one of her favorite pastimes is horseback riding, but clearly she's a really good cook too, because this recipe is fantastic. It starts with some whole green chilies. Now, sometimes she says she buys them in a can, which I have seen sold at the stores. And if you buy them canned, just make sure that you're buying the whole green chilies. Otherwise, she says it's better if you have hatch green chili or if you use Poblano Peppers if you have time to roast and peel them, which I do. Now, even though I have a freezer full of hatch green chili ready to go at all times, I decided I'd be a little different today, and so I'm using Poblano Peppers, and I already just roasted these on my gas stove until they were nice and charred all around. Then I put them in a plastic bag and I let them steam for about 10 minutes, and that made them really easy to peel. So I'm starting with 4 of them, but I may use some more, and I have some more on standby. You'll also need some pepper jack cheese that's cut into thick slices because we're going to be putting these inside of the poblano peppers. Then you'll need a 2-pound flank steak. This one's actually about 2.5 pounds. And she said 1.5 to 2 cups of your favorite salsa verde. Now, Char likes to use Herdez brand, which is the roasted salsa verde. So that's what I'm going with today. But if you have homemade, even better. Then you'll need 1 cup of sour cream, and finally a crock pot and some kitchen twine. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm first going to cut off the stem of each of these chilies and make a slit down the middle so I can remove all the seeds. Then I can place a slice of cheese in the middle and fold over the sides of the chili to close them up as best I can. Next, I'm going to open the steak so that it lays flat. And with a sharp knife, I'm going to score it on a diagonal all along the length of the meat. Then I'll score it in the opposite direction so that it creates a diamond pattern. Now, one thing that Char's recipe didn't mention is seasoning. And I'm pretty sure that was just an oversight because you always want to use salt and maybe pepper. And it's a perfect excuse for me to use this. I have a cousin who recently came out to visit us, and he loves to cook. His name's Armando, but everyone calls him Yogi. Anyway, this is his own special seasoning. It's salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. So it's going to be perfect in this. And I'm just going to sprinkle liberally on both sides. That looks good there. Flip it over, and by the way, we only score one side. And that looks good. Now the chili. Place the stuffed chilies side by side, starting on one side of the steak while leaving the other side bare. Then start rolling the steak tightly from the side where the chiles are. You should be left with a giant steak roll that exposes the diamond cuts on the outside, but is holding the chili in place on the inside. Now we use kitchen twine to tie it in place. Admittedly, I'm not using actual kitchen twine because I wasn't able to find it at the store, but I've used this twine in my bread baking before and it did the job. I should also say I don't know the proper technique for tying it, but I'm doing the best I can. I think I'll tie it in 4 different places to make sure the roll holds together. Then place it in the crock pot. If you have an oval-shaped one like I do, it should fit perfectly. Then pour the salsa verde over the steak. Again, it should be anywhere from 1.5 cups to 2 cups, and I'm just eyeballing it. Cover with a lid, and you can either cook on low for 6 to 8 hours or on high for 3 to 4 hours. I'll be cooking it on high today because I got a late start. When you can easily pierce through the carne relleno with a cooking fork, then it's done. Go ahead and take it out of the crock pot and carefully transfer it to a serving platter. Cover with aluminum foil so that it stays hot while we make the sauce. For this, we're going to take all the liquid that's left in the crock pot and we're going to pour it into a saucepan. Bring it to a light boil on the stovetop with the burner set to medium. You'll want to stir often and let it continue to simmer until much of the liquid has evaporated. I did this for about 10 minutes and noticed that it did get quite a bit thicker. Then take it off the heat, let it cool for just a bit, then stir in the sour cream. You should be left with a beautiful, creamy-looking sauce. Next, we can remove the foil and kitchen twine from the carne relleno. And we slice it into round individual servings. Did a terrible job cutting this, but I know that the next slices are going to be a whole lot prettier. I'm going to go ahead and pour some sauce on top. Now, Char recommends serving this with a side of rice and beans. I can picture this with maybe some oven roasted potatoes, just looks wonderful. Let's see what it tastes like. I cut into it very, very easily. Let me get some sauce. This is a home run. The meat is cooked nice and tender, and it's just infused with a lot of that chili flavor. And I haven't even got to the poblano part with the cheese in the middle yet, but I already know this is something that I'm gonna wanna make again and again, especially maybe like if you're having a dinner, having company over, because it's just impressive to look at, but then it's really delicious to eat. So I hope you try this. I wanna thank Char Cunningham for sending her recipe. You will be getting a Marcy-inspired Chili Snob t-shirt in the mail. And anyone else who would like me to try one of your recipes, just email me at marcyinspiredrecipes@gmail.com. And if I use your recipe on this channel, you will get a free t-shirt. Be sure to include what makes your recipe special and where you're watching from as well. Anyway, I really hope you try this recipe. Thanks so much for checking out this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already done so. I also invite you to follow me at Marcy Inspired on Instagram and Facebook. Until next time, blessings from my kitchen to yours.